I didn't think it was real at first. It was just so surreal.
A startling collision in Mountain Home sends 2 Navy planes tumbling to the ground. 4 pilots parachuting away from the fiery crash on Sunday.
I saw the big flame of fire from the ground and the smoke, and once that happened, I knew they both had went down.
Thousands of spectators looking on in shock and confusion at the Gunfighter Skies Air Show.
We ask that everyone remain where you are.
We were like, wait, what?
Tonight, attention turning to the investigation as the base records its 3rd serious air show crash since 2003.
Connecting neighborhoods across the Treasure and Magic Valleys, telling stories from within our communities. This is Idaho News 6.
Thanks for joining Idaho News 6. I'm senior reporter Don Nelson. $134 million in military hardware reduced to smoking rubble in the blink of an eye. Tonight, it's team coverage as we work to learn more about the crash, the emergency response, and the ongoing investigation. Mountain Home neighborhood reporter Sahana Patel talked with neighbors who were there.
New images show the moments immediately after 2 F-18 Growlers crashed during Sunday's Gunfighter Skies Air Show at the Mountain Home Air Force Base. I'm your Mountain Home neighborhood reporter Sahana Patel, talking with witnesses and air show volunteers about the chaotic scene and what happens next in the investigation.
One of the growlers just went down. See all the smoke behind me.
It was actually 2 F-18 Growler fighter jets appearing to touch wings and tangle in midair. The jets hung in the sky as you see the sparks of 4 crew members ejecting, parachutes popping open in the smoke-filled sky. In just seconds, both planes reduced to rubble and a cloud of black smoke.
I'd heard a thud, and I noticed I didn't hear any jet engine sound. So I backed up and immediately saw the black plume of smoke.
The base briefly went into a lockdown with no injuries reported on the ground. Jonathan Easley was there when first responders rushed in.
It was fire trucks, military personnel. Everyone seemed to have a job to do when this jet went down.
The jets crashed onto a road about 2 miles from the base. Now, investigators are working to figure out what exactly went wrong. When a military aircraft is destroyed, 2 separate investigations begin. One is designed to prevent future crashes and is classified. The other is a legal investigation and will eventually be made public. Investigators will be closely examining flight records and video evidence. During the lockdown, volunteers with Silver Skies of Idaho helped keep spectators calm as they waited for updates.
All the spectators out there were just kind of, just taking it in stride. No one was panicking. And I think the biggest part of the reason was the job the base did, just making sure everybody was informed. And
the 2 jets reportedly cost about $134 million combined. But spectators I spoke to say what matters most is that everyone survived.
The important thing is no one got hurt, no injuries, no one died. And that's the most important thing.
It was a disaster, but when there's a disaster, that's when heroes rise up. It was an important lesson for my kids to see.
Idaho News 6 will continue tracking the investigation and bringing you updates as they become available. I'm your Mountain Home neighborhood reporter Sahana Patel for Idaho News 6.
First responders springing into action, shutting down local roadways, some of which remain closed tonight.
It was definitely a little nerve-wracking to not only hear that there was a crash, but when they informed us that they weren't really letting anyone leave.
Meanwhile, guests who arrived late greeted only with a locked fence at the entrance. As of Monday evening, Highway 167 remains closed from Simcoe Road to the junction with Highway 67, and all commercial traffic to the base is being redirected to the main gate.
In Mountain Home, I'm your neighborhood reporter, Keith Rowe, and I watched that video of the F-18 crash with the former F-18 pilot to get his take from his experience.
Former Thunderbirds pilot Ryan Bodenheimer says the video is difficult to comprehend, even for someone who spent years flying in close formation.
It's just so wild seeing that footage and the fact that it's not AI, because it looks like AI footage because the jets are stacked on top of each other, right? Just unlike anything I've ever seen before.
Former Marine and F-18 pilot Ed Coffer watched the video closely and tells me the lower jet's crew needed just enough separation from the aircraft above them to eject safely.
As they roll, you'll see that the 2 noses apart. They pull away from each other, giving both canopies an avenue to eject, get the canopy off, and have the two guys in each jet come out.
2 days before the crash, I asked Lieutenant Kevin Lynch with the EA-18G Growler team if weather could possibly be a factor in their stunts.
We are a all-weather jet, so we really don't have any limitations.
The Growler is a Navy electronic warfare aircraft built on the FA-18 Super Hornet platform. Retired Marine Lieutenant Colonel Ed Coffer flew F-18s for 26 years and tells me that in the Growler, either person in the cockpit can trigger both ejection seats.
If either pilot or the guy in the back seat pulls the handle, both seats go.
Coffer says the timing of the separation between the two aircraft likely saved the crews in the lower jet.
The little bit of time that it took for those two airplanes to move themselves apart gave everybody the opportunity to get out of the airplane safely.
Martin Baker, the company that makes the ejection seats on the Growler, claims online that their seats have saved over 7,800 lives. In Mountain Home, I'm your neighborhood reporter, Keith Burrell, for Idaho News 6.
The aviators and their crews involved in Sunday's crash at Gunfighter Skies are alive today because of their ejector seats. Ejecting from a fighter jet is a violent maneuver that can subject the crew to close to 18 Gs. I'm senior reporter Roland Barris, and I wanted to see how these devices work and the advancements that have made them much safer. The ejection seats that have been standard equipment in fighter jets for decades have made big advancements in safety. Egress specialists at the Fleet Readiness Center ensure every ejection seat is ready for action.
The ejection seats, they're extremely complex. A lot of people think that the ejection seat just propels the occupant out, but there are many things that are done in preparation before he goes out.
Fleet Readiness Center says modern ejection seats are computerized and have adaptive rocket propulsion to reduce the impact on the crew's spine. It also automatically restrains the feet and arms to avoid injury on egress. A drogue chute stabilizes the crew member before cutting loose to make way for the main chute in less than 3 seconds.
As everything else is designed to be a show of force and to assert firepower, what we do is designed to make sure the pilot is going to return home to his or her family to live another day.
And on Sunday, those ejection seats were the saving grace for 4 naval aviators. In Nampa, I'm senior reporter Roland Barris, Idaho News 6.
This is not the first or even the second time an accident has happened at an air show at the Mountain Home Air Base. The fiery crash recalling another scene from more than 2 decades ago. At the air show in 2003, a Thunderbird's jet crashed onto the runway, bursting into flames with that pilot ejecting less than a second before impact, leaving spectators stunned.
It opened just in time, and he stood up, and everyone cheered that he'd survived.
According to the military's 2003 accident investigation report, the pilot misinterpreted the altitude required to complete what's known as the split S maneuver. 15 years later, at the Gunfighter Skies air show, a glider pilot named Dan Buchanan crashed during an aerial performance involving a hang glider.
The hang glider made his return to the north end of the runway, where he released the cable. I don't know if he got a wind shear or what happened. And then the next thing I noticed, he's going nose first into the tarmac.
Buchanan, who died from his injuries, was honored at the air show the following day.
I want to see everybody put their thumb out in front of their face, and we're going to draw a big thumbs up in the sky.
The man was a hero, basically.
Air shows are inherently dangerous. After all, these are some of the best pilots pushing the limits of some of the world's most capable aircraft. But the industry has been making strides to improve safety. Roughly 200 air shows happen across the country each year. In the 1990s, the annual death toll was roughly 4 people. Now, that number is closer to 1 person a year, and no spectators have died since the early 50s. This is a story we've been closely following for you from the very beginning, and will continue to monitor new developments. You can always find the latest updates on IdahoNews6.com.
Scott Dorval with your Idaho News 6 forecast.
Well, the question has been arisen about how was the wind during the time of the accident, which is about noon yesterday. And ironically, the wind right now is very similar. Winds gusting to 29 miles an hour. That's the way they were gusting then. It was the beginning when the wind was cranking up, eventually got to 40, but that was later in the day. And so that's the type of wind speed that we had, 30 in Boise right now. We still have the breeze this evening. And again, it's between Glenns Ferry and Boise. It's actually light wind in Twin Falls and to the west. And all this wind is going to start to settle down as well. In fact, it was 24 last hour in Boise, now down to 19. That trend will continue. 67 degrees. It's going to be a cool night tonight, a cool evening. But if you're stepping out on the patio tonight, it won't be as breezy as it was last night, as the wind will finally settle down. And the light little sprinkles we've had out here, those are disappearing. They'll continue to do so. So temperatures near 70 today. We look at the forecast for tonight, 41. No frost tonight, but there could be frost in the Magic Valley. Enjoy the evening. It will be cool, but the wind will be lighter. Tonight, 41 degrees. That chilly morning tomorrow, but oh, the sunshine through the day tomorrow with a high of 72, so it gets a little milder, and that warming trend continues into the holiday weekend. I've got that forecast coming up.
Rats, an issue the Treasure Valley has been trying to stop with solutions like poison. But now, one Boise man is speaking out after his cat died from internal bleeding caused by rat poison. The effort to solve a growing rat problem in the Treasure Valley is causing a new problem of its own. One Boise neighbor speaking out after his cat died from rat poison. I'm your neighborhood reporter, Greenlee Clark, hearing how he hopes more people will be aware of the wildlife at risk and talking with a local veterinarian about what neighbors should know before using pest control.
They did a full blood workup, and his blood wasn't clotting. He was bleeding internally from poison.
Kellen Williams says his cat Jekyll had always been a mouser, keeping rodents away from his Boise home. But earlier this month, an emergency vet visit revealed the 12-year-old cat had been exposed to rat poison.
We didn't do an autopsy or anything like that, so I don't know if it was from eating a rodent or eating poison directly, but that it was really unlikely, she said, that it was from something else.
Williams says he's noticed more pest control companies visiting his neighborhood in recent weeks, promoting rat poison as a solution to a growing rat problem in the Treasure Valley.
There's huge impact to a much wider array of animals, not only pets, but all the good rodent mitigators that live here.
Local veterinarian Dr. Jennifer Norman tells me she's treated poison cases at Ada Animal Hospital and warns some varieties have no antidote.
Depending on how much they ate, we really are just trying to race against the clock.
She tells me rat poison is designed to attract rats, but dogs, cats, and wildlife find it just as appealing.
My biggest concern is always for our furry, family members, our cats and dogs and the other wildlife. So my biggest thing is just knowing what products you're using.
Be nice to your neighbors' pets. We all live here, and it's nice to have animals in the neighborhoods. And try to look out for the wildlife that makes Idaho so special.
If you're looking into pest control, Dr. Norman recommends asking what products are used and what antidote you should have on hand. I'm your neighborhood reporter, Greenlee Clark, Idaho News 6.
It's a rare but potentially deadly virus that's suddenly raising alarms across the Treasure Valley, with Southwest District Health telling me they've been flooded with questions from worried neighbors about hantavirus.
It's pretty rare, not just in Idaho, all across the United States.
To learn more how to protect yourself and to safely dispose rodent droppings, visit this story on IdahoNews6.com. I'm your neighborhood reporter, Leslie Solis, Idaho News 6.
I'm Chippy Meteorologist Scott Dorval watching the weather map across the Northwest. There are some isolated showers to the north, but what's coming into southern Idaho and central Idaho is a warming trend. I'll start off the extended forecast through next weekend. Coming up next.
Scott Dorval with your Idaho News 6 forecast.
Good evening, everyone. I hope you're enjoying your evening so far. The sun is shining. Nice day in that respect. A little bit of a breeze still. We've had a lot of wind lately with these systems pushing on through some more strong wind gusts out there, but that's going to start to settle down, and we've got a change coming in. So it will be cool tonight when the wind settles down after a front goes through. The next night is usually one of the chillier nights. That's still going to be tonight. Last night and tonight, chilly. Dew point at 24, low humidity. That allows the temperature to drop. We'll stay above freezing. I'm not bringing the potted plants inside tonight. Did last night, some of the herbs, but everything seemed to be fine. It all depends on how much you really want to be cautious. But tonight shouldn't be an issue. Near 70 for highs today. Tomorrow, going to start to bump it up just a little bit. 50s in the mountains. It'll be cold in the mountains tonight. Those chilly mornings continue. In fact, for McCall, we got into the 50s. Tomorrow at 61, but we're going down to 29 in McCall tonight. Look at the weekend. There's a warming trend right through here, and there'll be some clouds from time to time. But for the weekend, Friday through Monday, we're going to do a 4-day weekend on this one, okay? A lot of sunshine, 69 to 75 with some of the nicest weather between Saturday and Sunday. So this is just what we want. So we shouldn't have any surprise showers popping up. There's that slight chance, a 20% chance of that happening on Monday. But on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, looking really nice. Still cool, of course. Warmer weather to the west is going to slowly, and I mean slowly, track in our direction. So it'll be a slow warming trend through the week, and some of the peak warmth will be as we head towards Friday. Any sprinkles out there right now are going to disappear tonight. The winds will settle down. The frost will be confined to the Magic Valley and points to the east, and we'll see the drier weather just dominating overnight, and then eventually warmer temperatures coming in from the west will be quite dominant. So the chance of precipitation Saturday, next to nothing. Sunday, next to nothing. One day, maybe a slight chance in the mountains. So here's my forecast for the valley tomorrow. A cool morning, but we're up to 72. So we're going to come up a few degrees tomorrow, and then the warming trend will kick in even more. So a little milder. The lighter wind tomorrow will make it feel warmer than it felt today in itself, besides the extra couple of degrees there. And then we're up to 4 degrees warmer Wednesday, 2 more Thursday, another 3 more Friday. We're up to above 80 by Friday. Look at Saturday by pick date, 87, and we could peak near 90 on Sunday.
Political ad season has peaked. Here's how to look deeper into who exactly paid for the political notifications in your inbox. The primary election is almost here, and after weeks of being inundated, our mailboxes and text messages are about to get some relief from the barrage of ads. Every campaign flyer, text, or billboard you see must state who paid for it. Idaho sunshine laws require candidates to share where their money comes from. Political action committees must also share their funding sources. Idaho Secretary of State Phil McGrain says knowing the source helps you evaluate the message.
We don't dictate what they can or can't say. Free speech is very broadly protected, especially in politics, but we can at least know the sources of the money and who is doing that speech so that you can evaluate for yourself.
You can look up who is paying for ads on the state's Sunshine Portal website. We'll have a link to that site on idahonews6.com. Voting in this week's primary election runs from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. on Tuesday, May 19th.
Idaho voters go to the polls tomorrow for the May 19th primary election. If you haven't registered, you can do so when you vote, as long as you bring proper ID and proof of residency. Check your status, view a sample ballot, and find your polling location at voteidaho.gov. Want to learn more about the candidates on your ballot? Look for our voting guide at Idaho News 6's election page. And join us tomorrow night for complete coverage and live results from Idaho's largest team of neighborhood reporters.
Time for us to go.
You have to put in perspective, when you've been doing something for so long and then you don't do it anymore, it's a bit of a reality check. So you have to stay relevant and have a purpose, whether that's golfing or volunteering or going on a road trip. Of course, I don't ride motorcycles, so that's a good thing. Take off on my Harley, right? Yeah.